Building a blog from scratch can be really challenging because there's a lot of design that needs to go into it. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can easily design your own blog really fast in less than 20 minutes flat. Let me show you what we're going to be designing. So over here, this is our main blog website. So you can see I have my main hero area here. I show you step by step how to create this. And when I scroll down here, these are our blog posts. And also when I go into any of these posts, you're going to notice that you're going to have a consistent layout. So you can see here, this is beautiful. When I scroll down here, we have an email opt-in. We can also go in and add our name and email, and this will be added onto our mailing list, which I'll also show you how to create. So all this, I'm going to show you step by step in this tutorial. Now, before we get started, I'd like to remind you that for this tutorial and for everything to work here, I use Divi. This is our page builder, and this is what allows the template that I'm going to be using here to be added onto the site easily. Secondly, I'll also be using my Blogger Pro template. This template only goes for $29, and once you install it, you can use it on as many websites as you want, and it just makes the designing of your blogs very, very easy. So if you're a freelancer, you can actually use this on so many of your clients' layouts. And then finally, we have Fluent CRM. This is our email autoresponder. It has a 20% discount. Link to that is in the video description below. And also, if you buy Divi using my affiliate link, you'll also get access to my web design formula course, a course that teaches you how to design professional looking websites with Divi. All right, so without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to head over to elegantthemes.com. This is the page builder that I use because it's flexible, it's very easy to use, and it's highly customizable. So over here, I already have an account, so I'm going to log in. So I'm going to click here on account and then go to member login. Next, I'm going to download the theme. So I'm going to come over here, click on download Divi theme. Now, while we're here, what we also need to do is to copy our API key. So I'm going to head over now to my account, scroll all the way down here to API keys, and I'm going to copy the API key because we're going to be using this very, very soon. Okay, so now that I've copied my API key, it's time now to go back onto our website and install our theme. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to switch over to WordPress. So I'm going to come over here. And what we're going to do next is to come over here to appearance and then click on themes. Now to add our Divi builder, we're going to click on add new, upload, and I'm just going to drag it from here, or you can just navigate and find this over here on your computer. So I'm going to click now on install now, and this now is going to install Divi onto my website. Okay, so now that Divi has been installed, the next step now is to activate it. Excellent. So now Divi has been activated. Now remember, we had earlier on gone in and copied our API key. So the reason why we copied the API key, because the API key allows us to get updates and also allows us to use the pre-made layouts from Divi. So all these will be pushed and you'll be able to use these effectively on your website. And also the API key allows you to get support from Elegant Themes. All right, so back over here on our site, let us now activate our theme. So I'm going to come all the way down here to Divi, and then I'm going to click on theme options. Next, I'm going to click on updates, and this is where I need to add my username and API key. So I'm going to paste it here and then click on save changes. So now that Divi has been installed, the next step now is to create our home page. So let's go ahead and do that. So over here now, I'm going to go to pages, click on all pages, and I'm going to click on add new. So let's add our home page. So I'm going to say publish one more time. So now I have my home page. So back over here now, I need to assign my home page as the main page, because right now when we take a look at our website, I'm going to open this in a new tab just so that you can see what I mean. So right now you can see this is defaulted to a blog post. So this website by default, when you install WordPress, it shows all the blog posts. So what we need is a dedicated page over here. Okay, so what we're going to do now to achieve that, we're going to come to settings and then click on reading. Next, we're going to click on static, and then on the home page here, we need to select home. Excellent. Now I can click on save changes. So when I come over here now to my website and I refresh, you're going to notice now it's showing home as the home page. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add all the images that we need for our blog. So I use a website called pexels.com, but of course you can use whatever website you need for your royalty-free images. I just use this for demo purposes only. Okay, so what I'm also going to do is, first of all, I'm going to add them all onto my site and then create about 3 or 4 blog posts so I can show you what it looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So over here, I'm going to come to dashboard and I'm going to come to media, click on library, and then I'm going to say add new. I'm going to select my files. So all my files are right here. So I'm just going to select all these pictures, click on open. So now that we have all our images all added, the next step now is to start creating our blog posts. So I'm going to come over here to post and then click on add new. So we're just going to add one by one until we are happy with all our blog posts. So to add our blog posts, we're just going to first of all give this a title. So I'm going to say blog post 1. And then over here, I'm going to say use default editor, paste my content in here. So over here on the right, I am going to add my featured image. So I'm going to click here on featured image. Set featured image. So the first image I'm going to start off with is this one right here. Set featured image. And then I'm going to publish it. Okay, so that's my first blog post. Let's click on view so you can see what it looks like. So there we go. We can see that this is our blog post. This is the text, and we can also comment in here. But of course, this is not going to be our final design because our final design is going to have all the layouts all done properly. So just bear with me while I add more blog posts. So let's go again and add another one. So I'm going to click here on this plus, click on post. I'm going to use the default editor. So that's my text. I'm just going to copy a bunch of text from here to make this my title. And again, like how I did before, I'm going to choose my featured image. So this time my featured image is going to be this one right here. I'm going to set it and publish it. Okay. I'm going to come back, click on new post, use default editor. I'm going to paste my content in here. And now we need our title. Paste our title in here like that. Add our featured image. And this time our featured image is going to be this image here. Set featured image and publish. Okay, so far we have 3 blog posts. So this will suffice for what we're going to do in this example. So what we're going to do next is to add our blog post template, which can also be found on my website, funnelstoincome.com. It's only $29, but you're going to see the benefits of using this template. All right, so let's dive in and let me show you how to install it. So over here now on my site, we have Blogger Pro. So this is the name of the template. So it comes with a video here and also instructions of how you can use it. So the reason why you want to use Blogger Pro is it allows you to design professional looking blogs very, very fast. And as I mentioned, this is only $29. All right, so I've already gone ahead and downloaded it, as you can see here on the bottom of the screen. So what you need to do next after you've downloaded it, it comes in a zipped folder. So I'm just going to navigate to the folder and here it is. So now I'm going to double click to unzip it and here it is down here. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to drag it over here to the right so we can go back to our website. So what we're going to do next is to head over all the way down here to Divi, click on Theme Builder. So before I activate the template, what I need to show you is just the layout. So as you can see here, it doesn't look very, very professional. It's very basic and it needs a bit more design to this, and I'm sure you guys can agree with me. So as I scroll here, the header here is not designed. The footer here doesn't look that nice. And also the layout of the blog post itself does not look great. But notice what happens now when I go in and install our template. So what I'm going to do now is to click here on portability, click on import. And now I'm going to add that file that I just unzipped, and the file is right here. Okay, notice that it is unzipped. It's very important that it's unzipped. I'm just going to drag it over here now like that, and then click on import Divi theme builder template. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now you notice that we have all these templates. So we have a 404 page, we have a search results page, we have a blog layout, we also have the archive pages, and we also have a design for all the posts. So I know right now you cannot see the design because all you're looking at is the backend and all you're seeing is the files. But the thing is, this has made a dramatic change to our blog layout. And this is what I'm going to show you right now. So over here now, all I have to do is to save changes. Now remember, this is the design that we have. We don't have a header and we just have this generic design. So notice what happens when I refresh this page. So now when I refresh it, look at that. This is what the template gives us. So we have a header area here. We have our social media icons. And when we scroll down here, we also have our social media icons here. And then over here, we have this email opt-in. And then finally, on the bottom here, we even have more blog posts. And our comments area here has been redesigned. And then finally, we have our footer area. So as you can see, this is now a much better looking design. And I'm sure you can agree with me that this design is much, much better. Now, let me show you quickly how you can go in and customize this layout. But before we do that, I'd like to remind you that everything that you see in this template can be customizable, so you can go in, change your colors and match your branding. Okay, so over here now, I'm going to now go back to my site, and all I have to do now is to go back to my theme builder, and this is where you can make your global changes. So first, let's say for example, you want to go in and adjust the footer. You can just click here on this pencil icon and you can start making your changes there. So over here, I'm going to say start building. And this only shows up if it's the first time using Elegant Themes. Okay, so you can now go in and change the background color, for example. So let's just snap this over to the left. So over here on the background, you can go in and, you can change this color to whatever color matches your branding. But of course, I'm not going to change that. I'm just going to leave it as it is. But this is just to show you quickly that you can go in and make these changes. All right. So I'm going to discard and exit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at all the blog posts. So this is one of them. Okay, so if I go to previous post, again, you notice that this now has this nice, beautiful area here. And our title here is nice and big. And when we scroll down here, now we have this email opt-in. And in a moment, I'm going to show you how to add your email opt-in. And then over here, we also have more blog posts. Okay, so let me show you how you can add or make this email opt-in work. Okay, so back over here now, we're going to go to Fluent CRM and we're going to go to our dashboard so we can really see what we have here. Okay, next we're going to come over here to contacts and then we're going to click on lists. Okay, so far we have these two, but we want to create our brand new one for our blog posts. So I'm going to click on create list and we're just going to call this blog subscribers. I'm going to hit confirm. So now I've just created a list. So we want that when people sign up on our blogs, they get added onto this list so we can send automated emails. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So back over here now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the form. So to access the form, we're just going to come back over here, go to Divi, click on theme builder. And now we can go to our blog post, click on this gear icon. Okay, so we're going to scroll all the way down here until we find our email opt-in. And here it is. I'm going to click on this gear icon. So now to connect it, I'm going to come over here to email account. And now I'm going to click on this drop down. So at the moment, I've got ConvertKit here. So I'm going to click on this drop down, select Fluent CRM. I'm going to go for my list here. So right now it's not showing. So I'm going to click on add. I'm going to give this an account name. So I'm just going to say subs. Okay, I'm going to hit submit. And then I'm going to select my list. And the list that I need here is blog subscribers. So now that I've connected Fluent CRM, every time that our subscriber adds their name and email address, they're going to be added onto the email list. Okay, so the next step now is to head over to the fields and I am going to remove the last name because I don't really need the last name. All I need is the first name and email address. All right, so with that all set, I am now going to save the page. And basically all my blog posts now have been updated. So when our visitors to our blog goes on and adds their name and email address, they are going to be added onto our mailing list, which means we can automatically send them emails. So as you can see, everything is looking great. The next step now is to just close out of here and to save changes one more time. Now let's test and see if this is working. So I'm just going to refresh this. Okay, so I'm just going to pretend I've landed on our website here and I'm scrolling down and oops, there's an email option here. So let's just give this a name. So I'm just going to say Augustine and I'm just going to give this my email address. Okay, so we have mac@funnelstoincome.com and then I'm going to hit subscribe. Excellent. So you can see here, it says success, which is fantastic. So what I'm going to do next now is to check and see if the name has been added. So all we need to do now is to come over here to Fluent CRM. So let's check and see if my name has been added. So I can see here blog subscribers has 1. So if I go in, here I am, mac@funnelstoincome.com. So this just shows that this actually works. But if you want to add even automations, what you can do is you can create a brand new automation, and this automation will automatically send thank you emails or welcome emails, or even send them to a sequence of emails that you can send over time. So this is the power of using Fluent CRM. It allows us to grow our mailing list on our blogs. So the final part now is we need a really nice looking landing page for our website, and that is what we're going to design next. So let's dive in and let's design our landing page. All right, so back over here now, we're going to go to our home page. So I'm going to click on all pages, click on home. In fact, I'll just click on edit with Divi. So for this page, I'm going to build from scratch, and we're going to have a single column here, and I'm going to search for my blog module and insert it. Okay, so right now it's pulling posts, which is great. So I want to show 3 posts and I'm going to show them from all categories. Doesn't really matter. And the layout here, I'm not really happy with the layout. So what I'm going to do now is to go to design, layout, and change this from full width to grid. So I prefer having a grid over here. So now you can see that this is much, much better, but we still have a bit of work to do. So I'm going to come back over here to my content and I'm going to now select elements. So this is where I can choose to show author, but you know what, for this, I don't want to show the author. So I'm just going to remove the author, and the date is fine. I may also want to remove the category. So I'm just going to scroll down here and remove the categories, and I don't need the excerpts as well. Okay, the pagination, I think that's okay. I'm just going to leave that as it is. Now let's do a bit of design to our layout here. So I'm going to come over here now to design, and I'm going to scroll all the way down. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to go to my borders. So I'm going to select border, and I'm going to break the chain and give this some rounded corners. So I'm going to say 3 and 3 right at the bottom there. So we can see here that we also have an image, which we can also customize there. In fact, let me see. Yeah, I think this works. So let's have the borders all around. So you can see here we have a very subtle border here around. Now, the next step is to make sure our image here is not affected by these borders here. So I'm going to go back now and look for my image, and here it is. So on the image here, I'm going to break the chain. Now 0 on the bottom here is fine, but 3 at the top is what we need, just to make sure that we don't have rounded corners over here on the bottom. So I think that's good enough. I'm now going to go ahead and save, and we also need to add another row. So I'm going to click here on single row, and this time I'm going to add a text module and select it. Great. So what I'm going to do next is to just say latest posts, and I'm going to highlight this and set this to heading 2, or maybe even heading 3. Excellent. I think heading 3 works better. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to drag this to the top like that. Excellent. All right, so that's our latest posts. What I may also decide to do here is to go in and add another module here, but the module here is going to be just a divider. So I'm going to search for divider and select it. So now we have a divider here, and I think that's okay as it is. I'm going to now save. And right now, as I'm looking at this, there's a bit of space here on the top. So let's go ahead and address that. So I'm going to go back in here, design, and then I'm going to add 0 to the bottom here. And I'm also going to make sure there's no padding at the bottom, and then save. Next, I'm going to come over here to my row settings. I'm going to go to design, spacing, and again, I'm going to make sure that we don't have any padding. And now you can see this has moved up a little bit, and that's exactly what we need. So that's looking all right. The next step now is to add our main hero area. So I'm just going to save this quickly before I delete anything on my site here. Okay, so far we have our area where our visitors can see our latest posts. Now let's go ahead and add our hero area. Okay, so to do that, I'm just going to come over here and click on this plus button. So what we need is a full width. So I'm going to say full width, and this is going to be a full width header. So we got a bit of work to do here. So we need to go in and make a few changes. So I'm just going to save this, and then I'm going to come over here to my module settings, scroll all the way down, go to my background, and the background I am going to use here, I haven't decided yet actually. So let's first add our image. I'm going to click on this plus button. So the image I'm going to use is this one right here. Upload an image. Okay. Next, I'm going to come over here to design, layout, and I'm going to center this. And then I'm going to make it full screen. Okay, great. So for now, let's save. And then drag this to the top, because ideally this part here needs to be on top of our area here, since this is the hero image. Okay, so now that I have my image, next I'm going to go back over here to my modules, and I am going to make a few changes. So I'm going to make my text here white, because I'm going to make my image here darker. So I'm going to come over here to background, and I'm going to change this to black, and then back over here now to the image. I'm going to scroll down until I get to my image blend, and I'm going to set this to multiply. All right, so now that we have multiply, I can now come back over here to the background, click anywhere in here, and then just drag this slider down until I can see just a little bit of the image right there. Okay, so as you can see, this is a fitness type blog, but you can apply any type of image here, so your blog can be about anything. It doesn't really have to be about fitness. Now that image here, if you decide, you know what, you don't want that image, let's choose another one. You can go with a different one. So let's try this one right here. I'm going to upload the image, and now you can see we have a slightly different image here. And to be honest, I think this one here looks pretty cool. Okay, so let's save this. And now this is our main landing page. So I'm going to save the page. Now let's take a look and see what this looks like. So I'm going to exit the Visual Builder, and now I can scroll through. And if I want to take a look here, I can go and have a look at this blog post. Really nice. My email opt-in is now working. And then over here, I have my next blog. And there we go. That looks really nice as well. And pretty much this is our design.